Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me? Yes, thumbs up. Hey guys, my name's Nish. What's your name? Pause. Now, in a normal social situation, which context definitely is not, that little statement question combo that I just offered would lead to a little social dance that looks something like this. Rewind, play. Party A. Hey there, my name's Nish. What's your name? Party B. Oh, hey Nish, my name's Ben. Great to meet you, man. Oh, Ben. Oh, so good to meet you, man. So tell me, Ben, what's your story? What's your vibe? What do you get up to? What makes you come alive? What do you do? Pause. Now, those 4 words for the average person here might not be that big a deal. Not too complicated, not too much of an obstacle. Ben might respond with something like this: play, party B. Oh yeah, of course. I'm just studying commerce at Sydney Uni. What about you, Nish? What do you do? Party A. Stop. Now, I don't know about you, but for my entire adult life, I've very much struggled with this little juncture in the social dance. And maybe some of you guys are in the same boat this morning. Maybe your response might need to be something like, oh, well, actually, I'm just between jobs at the moment. Or it might be, I'm a rapper, or I'm a politician, or whatever it is. It doesn't matter what the words are, and it doesn't even matter how lovely or utterly evil this person over here is. As those words come out of your mouth and saunter over to this person's ears, into their brain juices, they'll pull out this cultural straitjacket from within, throw it upon you, and you'll spend the rest of the conversation trying to break free. There's this, oh, wow, thanks guys. So much encouragement, so much love. Now, there's a lot of different cultural straitjackets out there, and the one that I've struggled with my entire adult life is the Save the World cultural straitjacket. Because I've spent the last 5 years working for nonprofits who work around the world. And so I was actually at this barbecue a few months, right? And I was talking to a guy who actually was named Ben. And it got to this juncture. I was like, oh yeah, I started this fashion label, which kind of raises funds and awareness for causes called Bloodless. And have you ever had anyone kind of size you up at this point? They kind of look over like, oh, Nish. Oh, I see. Okay, Nish. No, say no more, sir. Say no more. Oh, Miss Universe. Here he is. No, it's okay. I once read this article about Greenpeace on Upworthy. I've got it all figured out. I saw Coney 2012. We've been there. We've tried that. It doesn't work. There's nothing we can really do to change the world. But, power to you. Keep on keeping on, buddy. Keep on keeping on. Now, I have nothing against stereotypes per se, as a structure. We need stereotypes to simplify and navigate this crazy complex world that we live in. But what I do want to push up against this morning in a few moments together is a stereotype which I think we've got wrong, and I feel that as long as we hold on to, will hold us back as a generation. Yeah, you may not realize this, but the way we've been doing international aid and development is a fairly new development in the last few decades. In fact, the term NGO was only coined in 1960. And in the intervening years, a lot has changed around the world. In fact, right now, the average life expectancy of a Mexican is more than the life expectancy of the average British person in 1960. The average life expectancy of a Botswanan is more than the average life expectancy of a Finnish person in 1960. Now, have I got anyone in the room here who was born in the 80s? Children of the 80s, raise your hands. Let me see them. Okay, thank you. Hands down. Thank you. You may not know this, but in 1981, we measured the rate of extreme poverty around the world, and it was figured out to be about 52%, which is insane, right? We measured it again in 2005, and it was down to 26%. So that means in your lifetimes, we've cut poverty in half. Now, children of the 90s, can I see your hands? Let me see them. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now, while you and I were kicking ass in Mario Kart, the developing world was kicking ass in a whole range of areas. You may not know this, but in our lifetimes, child mortality is halved around the world. 2.4 billion people now have access to clean water who didn't when we were born, and malaria rates have been cut in half in 43 different countries around the world. In fact, the UN has concluded that in the last 50 years, humanity has done more to fight extreme poverty than the last 500 years. And I hear all these things, and they bring something up within me, and I feel like I have 2 things to say really quickly in this last minute we have together. Firstly, to all the Bens. Maybe you're a Ben here, maybe you're like an inner cynic, like no one else knows. Maybe you know a Ben. Firstly, I want to say, don't get rid of your skepticism. We need to hold on to that. But be more skeptical. In fact, don't just doubt people's hopes, but doubt your own doubts and test your assumptions about how we can change the world. And secondly, to all the potential niches, party A in that situation, I want to say to you, your optimism isn't naive. In fact, you can hold on to a very robust and rational optimism for the future. In fact, as Tash mentioned, we have so much power in our hands. In fact, in the average smartphone, there is more power, more computing power than all of NASA had in 1969 when we sent man to the moon. And so you don't just have to feel lame. You don't have to feel like Miss Universe when you're talking about how we can save the world, because we've already been doing it. And I want you to hope your hopes, because the bedrock and the foundation of the world that we can see in the future isn't going to come from a foundation of cynicism, but a foundation of hope. Thank you very much.
People will leave today with a really good toolkit of actions to save the world.
People just taking matters into their own hands.
We really do have the power
to empower people to, I guess, feel comfortable in their lives.
Connect that passion and talent I have.
Don't just do one thing, do 100 things.